You've probably heard it your whole life. Eat your greens, they're good for you. But what if I told you that most seniors are eating the wrong kind of greens for their nervous system? And worse, what if I told you that skipping a specific leafy green could silently sabotage your brain and nerves as you age? Let's be honest. As we get older, memory gets foggier. Hands and feet start to tingle. Sometimes we chalk it up to aging or poor circulation or even arthritis. But what if the real culprit is something far simpler? Something you could have added to your plate every day, but didn't. A 2021 study from Neurology journal found that seniors who regularly consumed a certain leafy green had slower cognitive decline and better nerve function, equivalent to being 11 years younger in brain age. Let that sink in. 11 years. Meet Ellen. She's 72, a retired teacher from Minnesota. She started noticing tingling in her hands and trouble remembering student names. She feared early dementia. Doctors gave her pills. Nothing changed. Then she made one small change to her breakfast, and within 6 weeks, the difference shocked even her own neurologist. What did Ellen add to her plate? And why aren't more seniors doing the same? Keep watching, because today we're counting down the 7 most powerful leafy greens for nerve strength over 50, including one most doctors never mention. Now, to be clear, this video is not personal medical advice. These insights are for educational purposes only. Always talk to your healthcare provider before making changes to your routine. But everything we share here is based on real studies, real stories, and real solutions that could change the way you age. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments, have you experienced tingling hands, memory lapses, or nerve pain? And what leafy greens do you eat regularly, if any? We read and respond to every single story because your health matters more than ever. So, don't hold back. Let's start the countdown with a misunderstood leafy hero.
7. Arugula. Arugula, also known as rocket, isn't just a fancy garnish on pizza. It's a bitter, peppery, leafy green packed with nitrates that help widen blood vessels and increase oxygen flow to the brain and nerves. That's right. This spicy little leaf is actually a natural vasodilator, and that means better communication between your brain and body. Here's why that matters. As we age, blood vessels lose flexibility. Poor circulation means your nerves don't get enough oxygen, and that leads to numbness, brain fog, and even neuropathy. But compounds in arugula, especially nitrate and sulforaphane, help restore vascular function, support nerve insulation, and even reduce inflammation. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed nitrate-rich vegetables like arugula had 25% better blood flow to the brain after just 10 days. Let's go back to Ellen for a second. Before her morning walk, she'd blend arugula into a green smoothie, just a handful, with lemon and apple. 3 weeks in, she said, "I stopped forgetting what day it was." Her husband joked it was the first time she remembered where she parked at the grocery store in months. How to eat arugula? Add a handful to eggs or omelets. Toss it into pasta or rice bowls just before serving. Blend it raw in smoothies with mild fruits like banana or pear. How much? Half to 1 cup a day is enough. Warning: if you're on blood thinners or have kidney issues, consult your doctor before increasing your intake of nitrate-rich greens.
6. Swiss chard. If your nerves were roads, then Swiss chard is the repair crew. This colorful leafy green, often red, orange, or yellow-stemmed, is a rich source of magnesium, vitamin K, and alpha-lipoic acid, all vital for nerve repair and protection. Here's the science. Nerves are covered by a fatty sheath called myelin. When that myelin breaks down, as it often does with age, signals between the brain and body get lost. That's when you feel tingling, numbness, or electric shocks in your arms and legs. Magnesium and alpha-lipoic acid from Swiss Chard help rebuild the myelin sheath and restore nerve signal clarity. In a landmark study from Diabetes Care, alpha-lipoic acid was shown to reduce nerve pain symptoms in just 3 weeks. Even better, Swiss Chard contains vitamin K, which plays a protective role in brain aging and reduces risk of neurodegenerative disease. Consider the case of Harold, a 68-year-old former postal worker. He suffered from diabetic nerve pain in his feet. When he added steamed Swiss Chard to dinner 3 times a week, combined with light walking, his nightly pain went from burning fire to gentle tingles. That was in less than a month. How to eat Swiss Chard. Lightly steam it and drizzle with olive oil and lemon. Add it to soups or stews toward the end of cooking. Use it as a wrap for lean protein like grilled chicken or fish. How much? About 1 cup cooked 3 to 5 times a week. Tip: rinse well. Swiss Chard can carry soil particles in the stems.
5. Mustard greens. Spicy, bitter, bold. Mustard greens aren't everyone's favorite at first, but they might be the nerve-cleansing powerhouse you've been missing. Why? Mustard greens are part of the cruciferous family, like broccoli and kale, but they pack an extra punch of glucosinolates and chlorophyll, both of which help your body detox harmful compounds that damage your nerves. Nerve cells are extremely sensitive to oxidative stress, a kind of internal rust that builds up with age, toxins, and poor diet. Chlorophyll binds to these toxins, while glucosinolates activate detox enzymes in the liver. Together, they reduce pressure on your nerves, lower inflammation, and promote regeneration. A study in oxidative medicine and cellular longevity showed that people who consumed high chlorophyll greens like mustard greens saw a 30% reduction in neuroinflammation markers. There's also the unique taste profile, bitter and peppery. Why is that important? Bitterness stimulates digestive enzymes and increases nutrient absorption, meaning your nerves get more of the vitamins they crave. Take Florence, age 75, who had early signs of Parkinson's. She began rotating mustard greens into her meals twice a week. Combined with B-complex vitamins, her hand tremors slowed and she reported more alertness during the day. How to eat mustard greens. Lightly sautéed with garlic and olive oil. Blend into soups with potato or lentils to mellow the flavor. Pickle them Vietnamese style for a tangy, crunchy side. How much? Half a cup cooked 2 to 3 times a week. Tip: start small. Bitterness takes time to love, but your nerves will thank you.
4. Beet greens. You've probably eaten beets before, roasted, boiled, or juiced. But what did you do with the leaves? If you're like most people, you threw them away. And that's a mistake. Because beet greens are one of the most underrated leafy superfoods for nerve health, especially for people over 50. Here's why. Beet greens are loaded with potassium, vitamin A, lutein, and an incredible compound called betaine, which supports methylation, the process your body uses to repair DNA and maintain the integrity of nerve cells. Let's talk about methylation for a moment. As we age, methylation naturally slows. This makes it harder for the body to detox, regulate mood, and maintain a strong nervous system. Low methylation has even been linked to cognitive decline and anxiety in older adults. That's where betaine from beet greens steps in. In a clinical trial published in Nutrition Research, patients who consumed betaine-rich foods showed improved nerve transmission speed and reduced brain inflammation over just 6 weeks. Now meet Daniel, a 63-year-old retired trucker. After years on the road, he developed burning nerve pain in his legs and mild memory loss. His wife began cooking beet greens into omelets and adding them to smoothies. Within 2 months, Daniel reported sharper thinking, and more importantly, he could sleep through the night without pain flares. How to eat beet greens. Chop and sauté them with onions as a side. Add raw leaves to green smoothies. Steam lightly and serve with olive oil and vinegar. How much? 1 cup raw or half a cup cooked 3 to 4 times per week. Warning, if you're prone to kidney stones, limit beet greens due to oxalate content. Talk to your doctor. So next time you buy beets, don't throw away the top. You might be tossing out the best part for your brain and nerves. 3. Dandelion greens. Yes, we're talking about those weeds in your lawn, but dandelion greens are far more than a nuisance. They're a wild-grown medicinal powerhouse that can soothe, repair, and recharge damaged nerves. Dandelion greens are packed with vitamin E, prebiotic fibers, and antioxidants like luteolin, which have been shown to reduce nerve inflammation, support gut-brain balance, and improve insulin sensitivity, a key factor in diabetic neuropathy. Let's unpack that. Many seniors with nerve problems also have metabolic issues, blood sugar swings, insulin resistance, or even pre-diabetes. When blood sugar stays high, it damages nerve endings, especially in the feet, legs, and hands. Dandelion greens help in 2 powerful ways. 1, their prebiotic fibers feed the good bacteria in your gut, which play a major role in calming the nervous system. 2, their antioxidants fight the free radicals that inflame and injure nerve cells. A study in phytotherapy research showed that extracts from dandelion leaves and roots had protective effects on nerve conduction speed and helped regenerate damaged fibers in mice with diabetes-related nerve injury. But the real beauty of dandelion greens is their bitterness. Bitterness sends a signal to your digestive system to release bile, which in turn helps absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E, a critical nutrient for nerve membrane health. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 67-year-old widow from Ohio. She struggled with tingling in her feet and brain fog that made reading difficult. She started foraging dandelion greens from her pesticide-free backyard and added them to her dinner salads. In 2 months, her foot sensitivity reduced, and she finished her first novel in years without losing track of the plot halfway through. How to eat dandelion greens? Eat raw in salads with olive oil and vinegar to balance bitterness. Blend into green smoothies with pineapple or apple. Lightly steam and serve with garlic and lemon. How much? 1 cup raw 2 to 4 times a week. Tip: only pick dandelion greens from areas you know are chemical-free. Warning: avoid if you have gallbladder issues or take potassium-sparing diuretics. Dandelion is a natural diuretic. Still thinking they're just weeds? Think again. Dandelion greens may be nature's secret prescription for tired nerves. 2. Watercress. You might pass by it at the grocery store or see it as decoration on a fancy dish, but watercress is more than a garnish. It's one of the most nutrient-dense leafy greens on Earth. In fact, according to the CDC's Powerhouse Fruits and Vegetable list, watercress ranked number 1 overall in terms of nutrient density, scoring higher than kale, spinach, or broccoli. But what makes watercress so effective for seniors struggling with nerve issues? It's a potent source of vitamin C, A, and E, along with high amounts of glucosinolates and unique neuroprotective compounds like phenethyl isothiocyanate, or PETIC, which help fight oxidative stress in nerve cells and trigger the body's repair mechanisms. As we age, free radicals accumulate, unstable molecules that damage nerves and lead to conditions like neuropathy, cognitive fog, and even Alzheimer's. Watercress has one of the highest antioxidant profiles of any leafy vegetable, meaning it actively protects nerve cells and boosts neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. In a 2018 study published in Food and Function, researchers found that older adults who consumed watercress daily for 4 weeks had improved cerebral blood flow, better neurotransmitter balance, and enhanced nerve regeneration markers. Then there's Larry, 69 years old, former firefighter, proud grandfather. He began experiencing what he called brain static, that frustrating sensation of forgetting a sentence halfway through. His wife, an herbalist, added chopped watercress to his lung traps and soups. Within a month, Larry told his doctor, "I feel like the lights in my head are turning back on." How to eat watercress? Add to sandwiches or wraps for crunch and peppery flavor. Stir into soups after cooking to preserve nutrients. Blend into green juice with cucumber and lime. How much? 1 cup raw daily is ideal. Tip: wash thoroughly. Watercress grows in fresh water, so buy organic or rinse very well. It may be ancient, used by Hippocrates himself, but in today's world, watercress might be the modern shield your nerves have been silently asking for.
Let's end with a leafy green you've definitely heard of, but probably underestimated. Spinach. Yes, Popeye was onto something. But we're not talking about muscles today. We're talking about nerve strength, clarity of thought, and resilience against age-related decline. Because when it comes to your central nervous system, peripheral nerves, and even your brain's ability to repair itself, spinach is an absolute powerhouse. Why? Spinach is loaded with magnesium, essential for nerve conduction and muscle relaxation. Folate, or vitamin B9, crucial for neurotransmitter production and mood balance. Lutein and zeaxanthin, not just for eye health, but shown to protect brain tissue. Iron, vital for oxygen delivery to nerve cells. And alpha-lipoic acid, it helps repair damaged nerves and reduce diabetic neuropathy. Vitamin K supports myelin sheath health, the insulation around your nerves. But here's the real kicker. Spinach is one of the only leafy greens shown in clinical trials to reverse cognitive decline when eaten consistently. In a famous 2015 study published in Neurology, researchers followed over 950 seniors for more than 5 years. Those who ate just 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens daily, most commonly spinach, experienced slower rates of cognitive decline equivalent to being 11 years younger in brain age. That's not a typo. 11 years. Spinach didn't just slow the clock. In some cases, it rolled it back. Now let's meet someone special. Rosa, 74, a retired librarian from California. Her daughter noticed she was repeating questions and confusing storylines during their weekly movie nights. It started small, like, "Did we already watch this?" But it became more noticeable. Doctors warned of possible early-stage cognitive impairment. Rosa didn't want to give up her independence, so she made one small promise to herself: spinach every day. She blended it into smoothies, sautéed it with garlic and olive oil, added to eggs or soups, even muffins. 2 months later, she wasn't just remembering movie plots, she was quoting lines. 6 months in, her memory tests improved. Her doctor smiled and said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." Now, let's get practical. How to eat spinach. Raw, add to smoothies, wraps, or cold pasta salads. Cooked, sauté with garlic and olive oil, add to eggs or soups. Baked, Blend into veggie muffins or frittatas. How much? Aim for 1 cup raw daily or half a cup cooked at least 5 days a week. Important tips. Cooking spinach reduces oxalates, which can interfere with calcium absorption. If you're prone to kidney stones or take blood thinners, talk with your doctor about portion control. And one more thing. Spinach doesn't need to be boring. Use it creatively. Make it beautiful. Because every time you eat spinach, you're not just fueling your body. You're rebuilding your nerves, supporting your memory, and investing in a sharper, more independent future. No pill can do that.
Now, we want to hear from you. Have you tried adding any of these leafy greens to your routine? What changes have you noticed in your memory, nerve strength, or mental clarity? Share your story in the comments. Your journey could inspire someone else who's struggling in silence. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member over 50. Someone you love might be one plate of greens away from feeling like themselves again. Your nerves may be aging, but they're not giving up. Give them the fuel they deserve. Thanks for watching.